Well, if I got Audarshia and her husband here, it's always going to be something interesting going on. And I have so much admiration for these two. They have 6 children.
Yes.
They're still together. They love one another. And they're moving forward. And they have a new project. And it's not really completely new, but it's venturing out into other areas. And I'd ask Audarshia back. We always run into each other. We're always, just talking about different things with the educational system, to tell us a little bit about what she saw in the future for education in this area. So I'm pretty much going to let y'all preach on, if that's all right.
Well, thank you, Sue, for having us here at MageeNews.com. It's a pleasure, as always, in being in your presence. And I have my partner in crime, my lovely husband of 12 years, Mr. Flagg, Patrick Flagg. And we decided, Sue, that we started off as a firm business, just doing consulting with schools, like professional development and just going in and doing some training on Common Core and things of that nature. Then I said, well, a lot of kids in Simpson County lack remediation help beyond the school hours. So I decided to open up a tutoring service.
I was so excited because I thought that is a great thing. There is such a need.
Let me tell you, the tutoring service has grown so much that during the summer, I'm going to even have to do hire tutors to help us out.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Well, now let me ask you, and I know us interrupting because we both like to talk.
Right.
We talk, so it's kind of like, let me have a turn.
That's
But
true.
now let me ask you this, do you just tutor children?
No, ma'am. I tutor adults as well. I do the GED. I do like technical forces, like people that go in like the welding or the Army, the ASAFs. We do all that type of tutoring.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact, the nurse exam, I believe it's called the TEAS exam.
Yep.
We do that as well. So praxis, and matter of fact, we're going to even open up tutoring for the driver license. We have so many young kids and adults as well that are having trouble passing the driver license exam, licensure. So we're going to open that up as well.
Oh, that's neat.
Driver
That's
license,
neat.
yes,
That's
ma'am.
neat.
So basically, it's whatever you need tutoring in, I guarantee you we'll find a way to make it happen.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, from your tutoring, your school grew out of that.
Yes. So based on the tutoring, I saw some commonalities among the students. One was that math was a deficit area for our kids, for sure. And reading comprehension was one of the other indicators that there is a significant problem. So I said, well, I looked at my honey, something I've always wanted to do. I always
honey.
Yeah, and I have to get permission from him because he's like my right hand man. So I sat down and I says, I love public school because I'm a product of public school. So it's nothing against it personal. But I felt like that our kids needed something that is more individualized in small group settings, and that to provide more opportunities for mathematics, science, technology, and engineering, because we're living in the 21st century and technology is moving so fast and so great. With Common Core, it's going to equal out with STEM learning. So I said it's time to open up a Christian academy. So we decided that for August of 2014 that we're going to open up a Christian STEM academy. And this way that I'm not governed by the government to tell me that I can and cannot pray in the mornings with the students. Because every day for 45 minutes we're going to have like a moral lesson or a character ed for the day. For example, we may talk about love one day, and then we're going to refer to scriptures in the Bible that deal with love and how to treat people through love and kindness. So this is something we're going to do every day, because I think not only should we educate our children, but teach them that doing the right thing is self-worth, because that's something you want to do. Something good to do, to feel good about yourself. So through education and learning, we're going to teach the principles of the Bible, the Christian way.
That's awesome. What ages will you have in there?
Our school will start at the K-3, which is the 3-year-olds, and it'll go probably until the 6th grade, our first year, maybe 8th. It's just depending on demand for the need. And our school is going to be like more of a hands-on laboratory learning school. Kids will be able to come in, and we'll have, for example, our STEM block is about 2 hours.
Okay, explain what the STEM means.
Gotcha. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
So that's what you're focusing on.
That's what I'm focusing on. And we're going to incorporate reading and language arts in the writing process throughout it, because let's take, for example, if they're constructing a greenhouse, and that's just a little model that they'll be constructing. They'll have to write like a journal on their process on how do they construct the greenhouse, and then they have to provide like the details, the main idea. Then they have to do the cost analysis and all that good stuff.
That's
and
great.
so we're going to work it from that angle. That way we'll have theme units. And we'll work on those focusing areas, and then I get people in, because I know a lot of people to come in to volunteer their services to help our children reach to the next level. And so I think it's going to be something good for our kids to prepare them.
What do you think is an ideal number in a classroom?
Oh, maybe no more than 15 students.
I wondered
No more. 10 to 12 is probably the best thing you can ever do for a small classroom setting, because a small classroom of about 12 students provides more individualized attention to those students who may be struggling in deficit areas. And so if I have 2 kids out of 10 that's having problems, let's say with addition grouping, I can take those 2 and have a little group going on for about 15 or 20 minutes to get them to where they need. So
all right. You're not saying though this is a school necessarily for a problem child.
No, ma'am.
That is not what you're saying.
No.
I mean, if you do have a problem, we'll help you with that problem.
Exactly.
But I mean, you're not saying this school is being created to help problem children. Really, in a way, Audarshia and Patrick, I would say it's a school for a child that wants to excel.
Yes.
Almost, that's more going into technology and to the future with, what the future holds. I mean, I see it more futuristic than really.
See, one thing that I found as a consultant, a teacher, a principal, assistant principal, is that the focus is always so much on our lower kids, that our kids that are average and above average get left behind.
That has been a big thing with me. I probably, this is one of those stories you probably should keep your mouth shut about, but I can't keep your mouth shut. But my uncle, who is deceased, so now I guess I can say that, and he was a pediatrician, and then he became the first allergy doctor in the state of Mississippi.
Awesome.
But he had problems with special education. Not for special education, but it was because he said if you spent what you were spending on special education on the average child, who would one day be able to be more productive, and I'm probably just digging a hole, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you should not help these people. That is not at all what I'm saying. But he was just talking about, like you're saying, the money, when you put the money down, it was going to this end,
And see, what's done happened with SPED population or exceptional ed is that there are over-identifications. They're over-identifying students that say they have learning disabilities. So then the funding is going to these group of students, and it's taken away from the funding of the for certain areas in the school. And see, they have to have that funding. I mean, they're required because law says this is what you got to do. And so more districts are actually getting in trouble because when a teacher refers a student, say that they're having trouble, they're trying to classify them as an LD, learning disability student.
So they can.
So they don't have to technically be in the classroom setting all day long. Some if they get alternate assessment, they don't have to count their test scores. But then this year, lawmakers got smart.
They figured out what.
So they said that they're going to take special ed money now, and they told the parents they're going to say, hey, look, here's your money. You can take them out. Take the voucher with you and go to a private school, or you could take them in homeschool and we'll still give you the money to buy the supplies like the computers, the books, and
Is that already happened?
It's in the law right now, and it was almost close to getting to the governor. So I have to check the update status on it to see if they actually approved it.
That it was something that was being worked.
So if it don't get approved, I guarantee you it's going to get retweaked and get right back, and it'll get done.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Well,
soon, very soon.
So money follows the child everywhere they go.
Right, when it's only SPED kids. It's going to follow them everywhere.
That is wonderful.
So, because sometimes...
It makes sense, is the thing.
And sometimes kids of special ed, the public school, let's take McGee Elementary, are close to 1,000 students. That may be too much.
Yes.
For that setting, for that kid.
Yes.
And so they need something that's more geared towards what they need, the help that they need.
Right.
And so And so the parents can maybe take them like to the bar school of language, some private schools, whatever they feel who's better able to meet the needs of their student or
That's
their
a
child
great
per se.
That's a great.
So yeah, so that's something that's in the makes right now.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting.
But
now I'm just
go
saying.
ahead, you just saying.
Okay, now I'm just saying. If y'all are like me, the question people are going to ask: how much does your school book cost?
Yes, ma'am. Tuition is going to be $225 for 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
Book fees are $325, and not only book fees, it's like the book, the capital fee, the technology fee. When total together, it's $325 for the year.
For the year.
So they'll be able to purchase their textbooks, pay for their technology, because we're gonna have a service where parents can log in, kind of like an Equifair, check on their students' progress and their grades and things of that nature, and help out with the cost of the building and things like the lease and the capital
Now,
fees.
what about your monthly fee?
Yeah, monthly fee is $225 for 10 months. That's
Okay. So you've got this fee, which would have totaled what, 500? What'd you tell me?
it. $325.
$325.
That's
And then
one-time fee.
That's the one-time fee, and then you've got.
$25 a month. That's
Okay.
it.
I think that's great, and I'm telling you what, if you think any of this would fit
Yeah.
you or be something that you need for your child or would help you, you can always contact Audarshia and Patrick. But if you can't find them, and I don't know why you couldn't, you just get a hold of me at MageeNews.com, because I'll run them down for you. I hope you'll have a great week, and I hope you'll listen and learn from what Audarshia and Patrick have told us.